Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official Game of the Year list. I've managed to get the top 10 games, and it's been quite hard putting it into 10 games because there have been so many good games. But if I have missed a game that you think should be on this list, do tell me in the comments and I will argue your point. At number 10 we have an RPG. It's Undertale. Now RPGs aren't really my thing. They're good, but I just find them a bit tedious and I can get bored with them after a while. But there was something about this thing. It was like subtle comedy, like when you met the frog. It was just subtle comedy, and I don't think it was supposed to make me laugh, but it did sometimes. And it's just the way that the battles were made, and you had to try and grasp the hold of the game. And if you played it, you know what I mean. When you have do you compliment the frog or do you attack the frog? Life decisions. At number 9, I wasn't sure if I was going to put this one on. It's Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I like this game. It's a brilliant storyline. It's just it keeps you entertained, and it's a storyline that you want to play, and that is quite. It's rare, the feeling that you get with that, because you want to play it, which is one of the main reasons why I put it on there. The scenery, it's magnificent. It's London. London is one of my favourite places. It's just fantastic. But the reason why it's so low down the list is because it was just a bit glitchy. It just wasn't. It felt like an unfinished game, but it was still a magnificent game. It just felt a bit unfinished because there'd be sometimes where people were glitched. The AI was a bit dumb. It just felt like a beta, unfinished game. But nevertheless, it was still a brilliant game. At number 8, Beginner's Guide. It's rare having a game on this list that only lasted, I completed it in just over an hour. I think it's 90 minutes, I'll check that. 79 minutes it took me to complete. And it's a weird game. It was made by the people who made the Stanley Parable. It's quite similar. And I love the way that it's just jumps you between places, and it was more of a movie or a book than a game, but it still made sense. It was like an interactive book. At number 7, Prison Architect. I put this game on this list, for two main reasons. The first one was that it was just gripping. It was a brilliant builder, and there was just so much to do, and you had to keep your prisoners happy, and you kept constantly updating it so you have bigger capacity, and it was fantastic, and you needed to know how to play it to make it work. The second reason was because of the beta that it went through, because it made me go back to the game, because a little thing would have popped up and new update, new things have been added, I will go and check that out. And the best update by far is the middle finger to the escapists, where you could try and escape your own prison or somebody else's prison that you built. It's fantastic, and I love it to absolute pieces, and go and buy it now. At number 6, Fallout 4, another RPG on this list, which is really surprising. But the story of Fallout 4 is fairly shit. The main part was that you had your own little civilization and you could build it up, and I love building things, as you'll find out later. And you just had to keep everyone happy, build them beds, build them a whole shelter, and I demolished most of the houses and then rebuilt them again. The storyline was okay. It wasn't the best. I obviously haven't completed it. I've done quite a bit of it, but it just made me keep playing it. If I kept dying on a mission, I would just keep playing it. I think the oil rig somewhere, I kept dying on that because I just came hideously unequipped. But I kept having fun with it, and that's when you know a game is good. When you're having fun with it, even though you keep dying and you're not completing it, but it's still fun. That's what makes a brilliant game, and that's what Fallout 4 is. At number 5, Mini Metro. This came out this year, and it's similar to Prison Architect. It was the base version. They kept adding stuff, and you could follow the game as it progressed. It's sticking with the build subject. I love building and developing and managing things, and this is what this was. You developed it, and new shapes would appear, and then you build your line out, and then you had to constantly keep an eye on stations, and if something went wrong, you'd have to build a new line or a new train or something to fix it as quickly as you can before you die. There are so many maps, so many. I think there's a few gameplays. I haven't played it in a while. I think a few weeks, but it's still a brilliant thing. At number 4, keep talking and nobody explodes. I love this game to absolute bits. It only appeared a few days ago, and I've been working on this list for the whole year, adding stuff, taking away stuff, moving stuff around, and this one only came in a few days ago because I only played it a few weeks ago and went straight up to number 4, because you could just play it with somebody who didn't have the game. All you had to do was just download the manual, and then my favourite part is finding the things and then telling the other person. And if you've been working on a bomb for a while and then you finally get it, it is the most satisfying thing in any game ever. I have put many hours into it. I love it to absolute bits. They've worked so hard on it. It must be really difficult to program, because if you had a serial number and if you had a Valorant serial number, sorry, and then you had a strike and Simon Says it all changed, and if you had a strike, that would change and then it would go back to the beginning and everything. I don't know how they did it, but it must have been amazing to program, amazingly hard to program, and that's why it's at number 4, because it is such a good game. At number 3, Cities Skylines. I have put just under 2 days into this game, and I love it. I love sticking with the subject. I love things that you can add and progress, and things keep changing and adding, and there's a constant, people need stuff and you need to keep an eye on that, and you can build it the way that you want. You can have different areas, and it is just it's fantastic. And if it wasn't for the next 2 games, this one would be at number 1, and it is fabulous. And if you haven't got it, go and get it. Guaranteed you will enjoy it. At number 2, Rocket League. What can you say about Rocket League? It is a magnificent game. It's fun. It kept me constantly entertained. There was such a big variety of stuff, and I loved every single second of it. I can't think of how to explain it because it is so good. That is Rocket League. And finally, at number 1, trust me, I put a lot of thought into this list. This has been one of the best years, if not the best year of gaming in eternity. Best game, the best year is Just Cause 3. What can I say about Just Cause 3? The game is fun, and that's what a game is supposed to be, and my voice has gone all serious because I am being serious about this. The thing with GTA 5 is that it's a bit too story based, and it's a bit too serious and real lifey, and GTA 5 was the perfect game as far as I'm concerned until Just Cause 3 came along, because it is just the fun that GTA 5 is missing. There's just something about Just Cause 3 that fills the hole that GTA 5 accidentally left. You can do whatever the bloody hell you want. You can make things funny, you can follow the story if you want to, or you can just fucking piss about, steal a jet, do whatever you want, and it is just the best game. And I'm struggling, as we go further down this list, I'm struggling to say what is best about the game, because it is just good. Tell you what it is Just Cause 3, and it's at number 1 on the list because it deserves to be there. Anyway, that was the Game of the Year list. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be Applied Plays Fallout 4. It's the one you've been waiting for. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you later. Goodbye!